What's up everyone, it's Grim here and I hope you are all good this fine day. Now, there hasn't been any crazy news or any new videos for Eternal Crusade, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we get some new stuff coming up at Gamescom. But in fairness, something probably for me more important than a new video or a new, oh, we've leaked this brand new bit of information to such and such or whatever. Call of Duty, you do that all the time. It's not a fucking leak if you keep releasing it to people. Anyway, rather than all the, hype building shit, Behaviour have actually come out and said, guys, with regards to the Founders Program, we think we messed up a little bit. There's been a lot of feedback. They're super excited because a lot of people have bought, they've bought into the Founders Program, they've paid for it. So they're excited about that, but there's some things we messed up. And I respect them for that. There's not many developers that will actually come out and say, do you know what, guys, we messed up. We've got your feedback and we want to address that and actually change things. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but already on the website where you can look at what's available with Founders, what's available on Rogue Traders, there is actually the upgrade function. So if you buy, say, a Warriors pack and you play Alpha and actually like, I like this game's looking good, or there's some news that comes out between now and then that makes you excited that definitely this is a game I want and I want to be part of and I want, I want the shinies, then not a problem. You can upgrade your basic pack and get the Warrior, Sergeant, Captain, whatever. You can upgrade your pack and get more shinies, more coins, more all sorts, which also brings me on to the emblems and the banners, the flags. They've turned around and said, look, in fairness, guys, we know we kind of... It looked a bit unfair when we were giving away banners and emblems to one lot but not the other. So what we've done is Sergeant, Captain and so on, you guys will get banners and emblems and flags, so don't panic. So I respect them for that. They've listened to people, they've listened to feedback, and they've responded. As I say, I don't know many companies that would do that. I'm trying to think. Blizzard would laugh at you. Activision would, well, actually wet themselves laughing if they were expected to give people feedback. But yeah, so let's crack on with their first thing. Now, their first issue they mentioned, they basically break down all the, I don't want to say complaints because that's unfair, but all the feedback they received. He's broken down his article, eight main things they fall into. Now, the first one is actually something I mentioned in my video with regards to the Founders Program, and that was the lack of detail in a lot of the item descriptions. And this is a big thing because, for instance, the chest plate, I'm trying to think for the Eldar, there's two chest plates. There's one that I think is around 5,000 and there's one that is around, it's either 15 or 25,000. But there is no, the images, you can't see if there's really that much of a difference. I think the 25,000 one has got a few more shiny bits, but you can't even see if stuff's shining. So you have no real clue why you're spending another 10,000 more. Now, they do, excuse me, they do address this, and they say, look guys, we knew this was a problem. We knew this wasn't ideal, that's why there's 100% refund. So if you guys jump into the alpha or the beta and you're playing the game and you're like, you know what, I don't see why I'd need this particular chest piece, I actually prefer the cheaper one, it looks better, blah 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 blah, whatever, you can do that. You can say, nope, I don't want that, give that back to the store, they'll give you all your points back, and now I'm going to buy that one. Fine, that's not an issue. So, let's get into what they actually say. So, we know our bad, sorry, this is regards to obviously the lack of detail. Sad face. And we are adding them every day. By Friday next week, so that's this coming Friday. And if you give me 2 seconds, this is very unprofessional. So, this Friday is the 4th of July. So, they're going to be giving us new details. Some new descriptions will be up by the 4th of July, which is cool. Be able to look at it. I don't know if it includes stats. I'm guessing it will only include the most basic information. But on to the next bit. This allows me to restate, for those new here, that since we don't believe in pay-to-win mechanics, all Founders items will have an equivalent in-game for non-Founders when the game launches. So basically, buying a Heresy-era bolter won't really... It doesn't give you a be-all and end-all god gun. which I like. I don't agree with the fact that you can just buy guns which have, or armor or whatever, that have by far and away superior stats. I think you should earn those things. I think that, especially in something that doesn't have tab targeting, you know, that is supposedly going to take a little bit of skill to get used to. You know, everybody should be able to play it, but it should take it should take time to be able to master it. I do think that you should have prestige type items. If you've got 10,000 PvP kills, then you should have a pair of funky fucking shoulders that glow or whatever and show your devotion to the Emperor. Or, you know, you should get a new weird fucking tentacle coming out of your penis which shows how much your Chaos God loves you. You should get these things. You know, they're prestige items. You shouldn't be able to, you know, buy something that's going to make you better. But anyway, let's refocus. I can chat about that all day because so many games I've seen ruined because they've gone down that route. But anyway, on to the next bit. Example: the 2-person attack bike is a founders only premium item, but non-founders will be able to spawn a Rhino, drive from point A to point B. The Rhino has better armor, it has bigger guns, but it's a little bit slower than an attack bike. But the founders will look cooler going to war on bikes. So that's it, that's their whole premise, is that this is simply to make you feel a bit more badass, a bit more cool, that you'll have an attack bike. It's actually more gimp than what they're going to give standard people. But it's pure, it's an aesthetics thing. You get to sit there and look cool. People know you're a founder because you got the bike and so on. So I respect that, and basically their next paragraph follows on. The purpose of founders' items are pay to be cool, not pay so I'm better in game. The purpose behind why we have started the founders program early in game development is that we can involve you. That means that the first edition of details we are putting now and next week will be objectives like you know what I mean, like long range, psyker, i.e. hero, heavy armor, i.e. vehicular, etc. So basically going to start adding in a few more details, like, you know, what do these things do? Are they for heroes? Are they for this? Are they for that? Just to give people an idea, because like Legion of the Damned at the moment is one of the things you can buy, but nobody really knows what that is. Now, if you know the lore, you know that in times of dire need, you know, the Space Marines, out of nowhere, the Legion of the Damned, which are basically Space Marines in jet black armor, flames and all that good stuff, will appear. You know, in only the most dire circumstances, they will appear and they will help, and then they will disappear again. But nobody knows what that means. Will that mean that if you're in a one-on-one with a Chaos guy who's like 5 levels higher than you, will all of a sudden another Space Marine appear and just start opening fire on him? Or does it mean that you can turn into a Space Marine that, say, has the power to, you know, go invisible and appear and disappear and so on? So nobody really knows. They're going to add these descriptions in, which is cool. So the next thing that they're going to do is going to be 3D models. If any of you have been on, say, Wowhead for World of Warcraft, you will know that if you click on a particular pair of shoulders or whatever, you have the option to click the 3D view button. So you can then use your mouse and you can move about and you can look at the item and you can go, okay, that's cool, okay, yeah. They're going to add that in, so we'll be able to actually look at the 3D model of whatever the item is, as well as have descriptions on it. Now, I doubt it has stats, and to be fair, the items do have stats, they're going to mean nothing to us, because we have nothing to compare them against. You know, you could have a particular gun that has 1,000,000 DPS, you'll be like, yeah, I'm spending £30 to buy a gun that has 1,000,000 DPS, and in fact you find that the standard guns in-game have 7,000,000, and what you've just spent 20 quid on is shit. So, we don't know that yet, but anyway, let's go. The final level of details will be the detailed specs of the item, but to do this first, need to have closed beta to test different items' powers, with you making sure it's all okay, fun to play, and balanced. Then we'll add the details in store. I respect them for doing that. I would hope that they've already got an idea of balance in terms of stats, how things should work out, end game, beginning of the game, and so on. So it's slightly worrying that they're saying, oh no, you play, and then you tell us what's balanced and what's not, because whereas I respect feedback, and I respect a company that listens to the feedback, it can go one of two ways. If the community is mature enough, then you actually come out of an amazing balanced game that really works. If, on the other hand, for instance, you know, they've said that so far, 40% of the player base is likely to be Space Marine. Now, what if all the Space Marine kiddies suddenly turn around and go, our standard bolt gun's not strong enough. It needs more DPS, it's not fair. And so they go, okay, yeah, we get that. We're going to boost the fucking damage on the bolt gun. All of a sudden, that's blatantly unbalanced, but they're catering to, you know, the faction that has the largest majority. Which is definitely a fucking bad thing. When you get a bitchy, whiny community, you know, if you suddenly get, I don't know, the Devastator guys going, we need more powerful weapons because fucking rocket launchers with, or missile launchers using crack missiles aren't strong enough, even though they destroy vehicles in one hit, it can ruin what can be an amazing game. So, I just realised that we're running out of time rapidly, so let's speed on with what else they've got to say. That process, plus knowing our founders are buying items they have no clue how they will be played in game, is why we decided to allow 100% refunds. Now, we talked about this earlier, the ability to swap in and swap out items in Rogue Trade, and you can do that up until the game goes live. So they will put big red letters saying, this is it, the time has come, you cannot keep trading, make your final decisions. Which is fine. Now, final paragraph. So, we are building items for you to fall in love with. That is part of our approach as well. We want our players to want to buy, not have to buy. This is the whole inspiration behind our approach. Like the live squib armor for orcs will twitch and blink. Or the the damned legionnaire will be constant.
Then burn it.
The fucker will be on fire. So I just read that and just said how cool that would look. So, you know, these things are going to be aesthetics. They're going to be, you're going to look at it and go, oh, fuck me, that's cool. I really want that. I'm going to have that for my guy. Now, I love that. I love that approach, and I love they've been honest enough to say that. Yeah, I respect them for it. I want to see more, though. To be honest, I wasn't expecting anything coming back from Founders Running. I thought they might say thanks for all the support, thanks for everybody that's bought, brilliant, 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 happy, happy, happy. But they haven't. They've actually come out and said we've got issues with it. We have already changed those, you know, changed a few bits and pieces, which I respect. But now, guys, let's really fucking nail this home. Let's go to Gamescom. Let's fucking get some gameplay out there. And I know it's alpha. I don't care if you've got grey box written everywhere, but I want to see just a taster. I want to get an idea of what a large-scale battle is going to look like. Because at the moment, the game looks an awful lot like THQ's, you know, small maps, which didn't work. The balance was awful. Devastator Marines didn't work. The vehicles won't work in small maps. So, let's just give us a teaser. I don't care if it's a 20-second clip. Just show me something grand. Show me something that tells me I'm playing Warhammer 40k and not some fucking little tin pot shitty game. Come on, guys.